We are with Ursula Macfarlane, the director of Untouchable, the world premiere of your film at Sundance. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. It's quite terrifying.
Why do you say that?
It's my first film at Sundance. Actually, it's my first time at Sundance, so it's huge. And but also, it's particularly with this film, it feels very appropriate to be here, and I feel that that's wonderful, but I also feel a massive responsibility. You know, there's a lot of people here who know Harvey, who've worked with Harvey. What can I tell them that's new? How are they going to, how are they going to respond to this? But of course, it's not just for them. This is for the wider world, and I want this to be seen by a lot of people, and I want people to take a minute to think about power structures and how powerful people can abuse the less powerful people. And it's, I feel that this is a big moment in our culture that we need to really embrace and really talk about and have a big conversation about with men and women.
And of course, Harvey Weinstein was a fixture at Sundance, and some of his, I suppose I need to say, alleged sexual abuse situations occurred here during the festival. So he casts a large shadow here.
He casts a very big shadow over here, and the festival probably feels quite different without Harvey Weinstein. But, maybe this is a new world now, and we don't need, we need an industry that's cleaned up. There's a lot of other Harvey Weinsteins, not just in this industry, in industries all over the world. And, it is time for us to start not tolerating this kind of behavior.
And we have Rosanna Arquette on the carpet. Tell me about your thoughts of her courage and other women who have come forward to talk about what happened to them, because that's enormously difficult. I mean, it's terribly difficult.
I just say thank you to all those women. I think it's a beyond brave thing to do, to sit there and talk about something, the most painful hours of your life is very difficult in any circumstances, but to do it in a film that, hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of people are going to get to see is huge. And, I thank Rosanna, I thank all the people who took part.
I guess I'd like to ask you if you had any hesitation about being part of the film, because it took enormous courage to speak to the New Yorker, to really...
It did, and it was for all of us. We were terrified, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot to deal with all year. It hasn't really ended. A lot of people are very angry. A lot of angry men. A lot of angry executives, all worried about themselves. So to do this film I thought it was important, because I know that there's a lot of women that didn't get to speak in the. We're hearing their stories, and that's really important. To see what's going through their head, and how impacted they have been by this trauma.
I think for me, one of the most terrible things to imagine is, Mira Sorvino has talked about this, of not only do you go through an absolutely terrible experience, but then to have
shattered, and a bad rap going around, like, oh, I heard she's dead, or she's dead, and really, Martin Scorsese won't say that. I mean, but there's something happens, and a lot of it continued, still does.
The title of the film, of course, is Untouchable. Did you ever think that Harvey Weinstein would get his reckoning?
I hoped. I mean, I think through the years, I had heard, oh, something happened to Rose. Wow, something happened to me. We all told our stories to people. I told my story to Jane Fonda a long time ago, and she knew. I mean, there were a lot of people that I told. And she never told me not to say anything. She was very upset by it. But there were people that said, keep your mouth shut. You better be careful. And you just. I already saw the ramifications even when I didn't come out with it. I mean, because I didn't. When I had my encounter, which was an assault in a way, but I was not raped. I was, he told me I made a big mistake. and said, look what he did for two other, you know, actress and a very famous model. And I said, I'll never be that girl. And I left, and my whole life changed.